Just gonna do a Sunday morning little coffee chat, guys. Wait for some guys to come in. Wait for a couple of guys to come into the chat room. Well, I'm gonna go over a couple of things. Hey, how you doing? Got a couple of guys coming in now. All right, guys. I'm gonna do a little coffee chat here. Sunday morning coffee chat. Got my Caesar Leica mug, and I wrote some stuff down. People ask me questions, and I usually write them down and do a quick little, uh, you know, go over this stuff that people ask me and to try to answer a bunch of questions instead of answering all these questions. Sometimes it's easy just to write them down and just read them off. But some of this stuff I've already answered in the past, and I'll try to go over it again. Some guy just asked me a question. He just put a boiler in and it keeps going off on high limit. Well, it's supposed to go off on high limit because it only can get so hot and it shuts off on high limit and the circulator continues to work. I mean, that's the way they're all designed to work. You're not going to put a boiler in and it's not going to shut down on high limit. I mean, that's the limit's there for a reason, for safety, and that's the way they're supposed to operate. Um, I get this question a lot. Should my circulator be on a supply to return for push or pull? You're always better off on a supply pushing away. Um, a lot of guys that did videos on that, but most of them that I see are on the returns. 99% of them are on the returns, and they work fine. Every couple of years, you might have to go and purge the air out of the zones. Uh, that's just how it is. Even on a supply, they still get airbound. That's just the way this part of just the way it is. Uh, what's the worst mistake I ever made? Probably getting married. That was probably the worst mistake I ever made. No, I make a lot of mistakes, and I make mistakes all the time. It's just part of life. What's going? How are your knees holding up? My knees are fine, actually. I have been starting to wear knee pads just because I'm getting older, and but my knees don't hurt at all. There's never a problem. If I'm doing a lot of crawling around on concrete, I'll put a little rubber pad down, or it is a good idea to start using knee pads now at my age. But no, I don't have no problem with my knees. I don't have any problems with my back. I don't have any pains anywhere. For the most part, I'm in good shape, so I don't have any complaints there. What do you do? What do you do as a kid for entertainment? As a kid, I used to kind of live out in the woods type of thing when I was in the middle school and high school, and I used to have a trap line, and I used to go, I used to go set traps. Back in the day, there wasn't an issue doing that. It wasn't illegal or nothing, and that's what I used to do. I used to catch different animals, and um, my father was a hunter when I was younger. I had chickens and ducks and all that stuff, so that's what I used to do. Am I proud of it? Probably not. I wouldn't do it now, but that's what I did as a youngster because my father was a hunter, so I kind of thought that was a cool thing to do. What else do I got here? Why do I use the brass craft multi-turn shutoffs under a sink more so than the ball valve type? You know what I mean by the brass type? Uh, they're a quarter turn, or the ones the old style are the crank type underneath a sink. Um, why do I use those over the ball valve ones? Because the ball valve ones, um, say you're dressing up a sink and you got the supplies, or you got the drain, and you're dropping the sink back inside the sink cabinet. If you hit those ball valve type, the things will start spraying all over the place. And it's happened to me a bunch of times. So that's why I like the turn type. So if you're dropping a sink in, or you're working under a sink and the supplies ain't on there, and you hit it on accident, then ball valve ones will turn on instantly. And there'll be water everywhere. I hate those things. That's why I like the brass craft, the old style crank type. And most of the ones that I come across are the old style. And if I buy the new style, I could just change the guts. So that's why I don't really stock the ball valve type, the quarter turn type, I should say. That's why. That's my reason. Now other people, that's all they buy, and I'm kind of like old school. When I find something that I don't like for a reason, I like to stick with what I think is a better alternative. That's just the way I am. Let's see what else I got written down here. Oh yeah, people have still been stealing my videos. Last couple of weeks, I've had a couple people come through stealing my videos. Unbelievable. And most of the time, my own subscribers will send me a message. Hey, this guy's stole your video and send me a link to his channel, and I go in there and do a copyright, and it takes me probably, I don't know, 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, and it's set on its way, and a half an hour later, the guy will get deleted or whatever. They'll give him a strike. After 3 strikes, they delete the channel. Am I French or Italian? I'm French Canadian, 100% French Canadian. After I'm done with these questions, I'll start going over some of these questions that you guys are writing down here. Doing a little coffee chat on a Sunday. I had a guy call me this morning from Canada that he's appreciates my videos. The plumber up there, and them are the type of calls I like to get because it keeps it interesting, and all the work that I put in, it's almost like it's worth it. A lot of we get a lot of negative stuff that goes along with it too. A lot of trolls and stuff, but for the most part, everything's on the up and up, and I'm glad I do YouTube. Um, I've asked a lot of people ask me about the shock bite fittings, and I've already addressed that in the past videos that I'm not a big fan of shock bite fittings. I don't think that that's a professional thing to use. It's more of a homeowner quick fix type of thing, and they leak over time. I mean, it's just an O-ring in there, and I've seen them leak, and especially on like a freeze up or something, that thing will pop off like nothing. I mean, shock bite is, and they're expensive little buggers. Now the Pro Press has got its place. Commercial applications, that would be something that they're very expensive fittings. You're going to pay a lot more for the fittings. And for what I do, residential work in houses, I don't need a Pro Press. I mean, if it was in a commercial building where you got miles and miles of piping and you got to drain it down, could take you all day to drain a system out to solder a ball valve in there or something. And the Pro Press is the way to go. But in the residential house that I work in, I don't really need a Pro Press. Their fittings are very expensive, and I don't see a need for it. I kind of do enjoy soldering. I've done it for so long. It's kind of an art. Oh yeah, people still asking me about the grinder guard on my. That's the most favorite tool I have is the grinder. It saved me so many times. But those blades that I use are very good blades, and I've never had one chip off and break on me. I've had them actually cracked, and I ran it, and that thing won't break off because there's like a fiberglass mesh that's built into them. So even if you crack it, it ain't gonna come off because the fiberglass mesh holds that blade together. So I don't the ones that I use, the blades that I use, I don't know what you guys are using, but the blades I use, I trust 100%. I never had an issue, and I've been using them for what 25 years, and never once have I had an issue with them. And I use that thing like a couple, 3 times a week at least. If I get in a jam, I'm always cutting things off with that. But anyway, that's pretty much the questions I got there, and I'll try to answer some of the stuff over here. What about Zoom Lock? Zoom Lock's it's a great tool. I mean, I ain't got nothing that's bad to say about any of them, but I don't need to use a Zoom Lock. I could, sort of stuff up. It's quicker, but you're gonna pay more for the fittings and obviously buying the tool. But I got nothing bad to say about that stuff. What do I think about Field Piece? I like Field Piece. That's what I use for a meter, electric meter, electric tested meter, and I like Field Piece. Uh, for their multimeters. That's what I run. What kind of blades you use? I'm not sure the name. I get them from the Weldon Supply up my way. That's where I get those blades from, the Weldon Supply, a big giant Weldon Supply shop. Them are the ones that they use that they sell to the guys that work on metal all the time, metal pipes and fabricating. That's all them guys do. That's where I got those blades from, a big company. So I could get the name for them. I've done it in the past. I did a video on those, and yeah, AC season's coming up. Can't wait for the videos. Yep, definitely. Hi from Florida. Investing in plumbing tools. Testo or Bacharach? They're both good companies. I have Testo. I'm running a Testo combustion analysis. But Bacharach's a good company. I got stuff that's Bacharach also. So, what gauges am I going to use this year? Probably the Smart Tool. I kind of like the Smart Tool. It's easy, and I use the 550 sometimes. Depends. I'm gonna kind of rotate through my stuff this year, hopefully. What else we got here? Hi from South Africa. Wow, that amazing, huh? People from all over the place. I got a couple of sponsors that are going to be coming on board to my channel, so I'm kind of excited about that. And I got one sponsor that is a pretty looks like a pretty good go, and definitely excited about trying to help the guy out with his website and get more traffic over there. I mean, wait till you see some of the stuff coming up. I got some videos coming up that I got like 6 or 7 in the chooch already, ready to rock and roll, and I got some good ones. Some of the stuff I come across, it's unbelievable. I mean, and then I record this stuff, and it's like some of the stuff I've seen over the years in my plumbing my little plumbing walk here. It's good. It's got some crazy stuff, man. Crazy, crazy. I'm not selling my '67 Chevelle. I got to try to get them cars out this year. I mean, it's really been sitting in the garage for too long. Oh, and I appreciate all the guys that did the super chat. Last time I was on, a bunch of guys, donated with the super chat fund down there, and that always helps whatever I get. And there was 3 or 4 of them, and I just wanted to say thanks for that. And thanks for all the guys that bought all the merchandise from me, the shirts and the cups and the stickers and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. What kind of coffee do I drink? I drink my coffee black, no sugar. And I usually get the Colombian grade stuff, middle of the road. And middle of the road stuff, $8, $9 a container. That's usually what I do. And I just drink it black, no sugar. And I drink a lot of coffee. What kind of thermostat do I like? I like Honeywell thermostats. I think Honeywell makes a great thermostat. I don't like to get anything too fancy. I try to keep it simple. You ever hear that phrase? Keep it simple, stupid. That's what I like. I don't like nothing too fancy. Some people want all that setback stuff. I rather just put a basic thermostat in, either it's on or off, and keep it simple. That's the way I want to do it. If they want a programmable thermostat, let them program it. You want it? Here's the instructions. You program it. That's usually the way I try to do. Wiping lead joints? No, I never wiped lead joints. That was before my time. My father did that, but they wanted to show me how to do it. I said, "There's no need for me to do it. Every time we come across lead, we're ripping it out, so I don't need to wipe a joint. It's easy enough to cut that lead out and put a clamp on it and go plastic. It's very simple, and not a problem. Just cut the lead, and you can clamp right to that. There's different clamps that go from lead to PVC, I got all kinds of clamps in the truck, so." Or go back to the cast iron. Usually, if there's lead, there's cast iron there, down a little further. If you're talking about a drain on a water line, if it's a lead water line, I don't want to touch it. Rip it out and put a new copper one in there. Soupy and subcool is not important. Oh, really? Yeah, it is. Yep. What else do I got here? Hope you enjoy as much. Oh yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoy the videos because man, I put a lot of work into them. Oh yeah, I'm just talking. I'm coming up on 5 years. This Wednesday will be 5 years since I posted my first video, and I'm almost up to 2,000 videos. I think I'm within like 15 videos. I'll have 2,000 videos, so that's over a video a day for 5 years. You do the math. 365 days in a year times 5. It's unbelievable. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, so coming up on 5 years of posting videos. Crazy, crazy. And I have deleted quite a few videos in the past, so I would have been over 2,000 by now. But yeah, what do we got? 190 people in here. That's pretty good. I don't know what my last one was. I think my last one was right around 200 or so. That's a pretty good run. And yeah, my channel's doing well. I'm getting up there on subscribers, and I'm kind of excited about the sponsors coming on board. So I'm kind of excited about that. do some steak grilling, hamburgers and stuff. Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely be doing some grilling this year. I got that big grill right outside that I put in last year, and definitely gonna be doing some of that. More cooking videos to be coming up soon. I've been trying to concentrate on getting my working videos up, but like I said, I got 7 of them in the chooch. So usually I get a couple a day, and then I work on editing them and do all that stuff. Everybody likes my saying, "This ain't no Taj Mahal." A lot of times I'm saying this to people that are out in the field, calling their house, it ain't no Taj Mahal. I'm joking around, and they know I'm joking around. I mean, I'm not gonna be arrogant and make fun of somebody's house unless they know it's a joke. I don't want to make any enemies. I mean, really? What's my favorite heat pump to install? I've been installing Rudd, the Rudd Ream line. I do like those, and unbelievable, Mr. Hitler. uh, you know, don't feed the trolls. Do I hire apprentices? No, I work by myself. The way I run my business, it's service and repair. It's a small service and repair business. I don't really need to have an apprentice. So I would have did it if my kid wanted to do it. She's a girl and she didn't really want to she didn't want to get into the trade. So that's why I do YouTube stuff. A lot of guys learn from the YouTube stuff. So that's the way it is. Do I like thermal pride units? All different companies are good in their own aspect. I'm not going to bag any company, say this company's trash or this company's is better. They're all good in their own aspect. Some are better than others in different areas, and I'm not here to bag any companies. I mean, none of them. Not a good policy. I think. I learn a lot from your videos. Yeah, I'm glad. You know. Yeah, I like Realo burners. Realo makes a good burner. I like Beckett, Carlin. They're all good. Depends on which area of the country you're at. Some areas around my area are more Carlin than Beckett. Mostly around here, it's Beckett. Realo is they're around. They're a good burner. Beckett is by far my favorite one because I work on mostly Beckett. Certain type of Beckett's. There's some of them that aren't the greatest, but the Beckett AF and the AFG is the one I work on mostly. The only difference between that is the fan. The fan and the fan housing on an AFG has a smaller fan assembly. The older AF had a bigger fan, and the housing was a little bit different. I live in Florida. Do I need an AC pump? I don't know. I think you need AC for sure if you're in Florida. Do I work on new Linux systems? I don't have many Linux systems up this way. So um, they're in a lot of the commercial jobs, which I don't really work on. I work on residential mostly, and I want to stay doing that. Give it the old Gundy. Yep. One of my sayings. How do I like pedestal sinks? I do not like pedestal sinks. I don't like working on them at all. Whenever I see a pedestal and I got to work on it, kind of cringe because they got the legs in the way, and the drain's always an issue to get to the drain on a pedestal. Always. She's a leaker. Bring the baby dog on live. Is she here? Come on. You want to see the people? Come on. Come on. Are you sleeping? She's sleeping under there. Lennox. Yep. West Warwick, Rhode Island. What's your favorite sports team? I've been watching I like to watch that UFC fighting. That's usually what I've been watching lately. That's what I like to watch. I don't really watch sports. Football once in a while, but not so much. I like to watch that UFC, that fighting stuff. That's usually what I like. Yeah, a lot of people love the baby dog. I mean, she's the star of the show. There ain't no doubt about that. We're up to 216 viewers now. That's pretty good. But anyway, what's the time? 20 minutes. Wow, it goes by quick. Yeah, I want to start doing more live videos, probably on a Sunday like this. This worked out good, and probably around 2 o'clock or something like that. I'll come on live and do it. I tried to program it last time to set it up, beforehand, and then I had issues when it came on. So this way here, I just go on live and boom, whoever's watching watches, and whoever. If not, then it'll be posted later. Yeah, see what a Ream Rudd are the best. I like the Rudd line. I mean, Ream and Rudd they make a good furnace, especially the gas furnace. I really like them. The air conditioners are good. There's a lot of other good companies out there. Carrier, ICP is a good company. Train, American Standard. A lot of guys hate Goodman. I work on a lot of Goodman units. I work on a lot of them up my way. I don't see that many Linux systems, like I said, up my way. I don't see that many Train or American Standard either. So it's mostly Rudd and Goodman around here. So when that's fine, I can get parts for them easy enough. I just go down the street and get the parts. American Standard or Train, a lot of times we're going to order the parts. We get them within a day or so, but it depends on what part of the country you're at. What's mostly available in that area. That's what you're better off sticking with because you can get the parts easy. Same thing with faucets up my way, like all the shower valves up here are Simmons. Now, I like a Simmons shower valve. I think that's the best shower valve on the market. Um, that's my opinion. I work on a lot of them. Some areas I have mostly mowing. I mean, I have some mowing up here, but depends on the area of the country you're at. Some of them are all colas. Depends. And the same thing with air conditioners. Different parts of the country, you got different air conditioners, more so in that area, and that's what you should stay with. I think you should stay with that. Whatever's most available in your area. Delta's a good faucet. I like Delta faucets. Very easy to work on. Um, I'm a big fan of the Delta faucets. Easy to fix. That's one thing about me. I want something that's easy to fix. So and have the parts on the truck. What's the best manifold gauge set? It depends on you. Whatever your preference is. I kind of like the ones that are wireless that don't have the hose. The hoses hooked up, and you can move around with like something that's got a manifold on it, and you got the hoses. You're kind of limited to how far you can move. So I like the Smart Tool. The Spollen Smart Tool. That's the one I've been using. I like it. It's and I just grab my tablet and I can move away a little bit. That's kind of like what I like to use. Really enjoy the live videos. Thanks. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm gonna start doing more live videos. Probably on a Sunday as a good day for me to do it. I'll probably try once a week. Gas and Go will be coming soon. Well, that's the thing. Everybody says, "Oh, you should fix that leak." Well, it's not my system to begin with. Okay, and a lot of the systems I'm working on, they're so old, and the people don't want to. They don't want to spend the money on a new system. So what am I supposed to do? Condemn it? Tell them that you ain't going to put it in. If it's really low on gas, I'll tell them what it's going to cost to fill it. And usually time they'll fill it one time. When it comes to 3-4 times filling it, sometimes I do refuse doing it. If it's a legitimate big issue, I'll refuse it. But if it's only a pound or so and it's good for the whole year, $100 a pound for the gas, they want to pay the money. It's not my system. What about Gerber? I like Gerber faucets and I like Gerber toilets. That's what I install. Like I said, again, it's something that's available up my way, and I can get it to a supply house that I like, and I think they're good faucets. A quarter turn ceramic disc faucets, and yeah, I like Gerber. Growy, Growy's a high end faucet. Um, Very expensive. The pots. I do work on Growy once in a while, but I don't stock too many pots in the truck. Basic faucets that I'd work on that I stock pots in the truck are Moen, Delta, and Gerber. No, I have other parts for other faucets in the truck, but they're not as common. Um, overall. Like I said, keep it simple. Keep it something simple. If I'm going to put something in a faucet, I'm going to stock the pots, have them in the truck. So I went with the Gerber line. The Gerber line's a good line. I've been going with that lately, and seems to work out all right. You got to have something that's middle of the road faucets too. You can't be going in there and selling the person a $250 faucet every time you go into a repair job. So you got to have something that's middle of the road. It's a decent faucet. You could sell it to them and make a couple of bucks at the same time. So that's what it's all about. Yep. Warehouse on wheels. That's basically what it is. Ain't no Taj Mahal. Oh, we're up to 237 viewers. That's pretty good. Yep. Like I said, I got some more. I got quite a few videos coming up, and it's getting on that time of year. We're gonna start switching over. It's gonna start getting warmer. Start doing air conditioning calls, and the plumbing's always there, and the heating's gonna come into a sudden halt here pretty soon. But I got some more. I got some more oil stuff coming up, and I got some furnace jobs and a lot of stuff coming in the chooch. She's a leaker. Wow, 20, almost a half an hour. All right, guys. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off here. I'm gonna end this. It's been a half an hour, and I'm gonna do one like on every Sunday. I'll do a live feed here and try to answer some more questions. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on and the super chats, and have a good day.